So I don't think it's a surprise that I love One Piece. That's my favorite anime of all time, and in my opinion, the best anime of all time. I've said it once and I'll say it again. One Piece is peak fiction. I do not think there's a better manga out there than One Piece. Now, if you go to One Piece games on Roblox, it's just the same game over and over and over again. Just the same old block shoots copy. Now, over the past year or so, I've gotten a chance to play a lot of really good One Piece games. OPRSD, One Piece Blue. That is the best One Piece game I've ever played. For those that didn't get the chance to watch my video on it, One Piece Blue is basically a roguelike version of One Piece, and that game was phenomenal. Now, there is actually one One Piece game in dev right now that I am hyped for. It's called Conqueror's Cruise, and I'm waiting this game for a very long time now. The game does kind of resemble GPO in terms of the way it looks visually, but it does try some new concepts that we've never seen in One Piece games. Now, I've done so many videos on One Piece games because, like I said, this is my favorite anime. I love One Piece, but there is one video that I haven't done yet, and so for today's video I'm gonna be ranking all of the One Piece games that I played over the past year or so. Now, this is a video for anyone who enjoys One Piece as much as me and wants to play a decent One Piece game, because all of the games on this list are really good. Now, this is a video I wanted to make for a very long time now, so if you enjoy this, let me know down below and I'll definitely do more videos just like this. If you're new to the channel, right now we're trying to hit 77,000 subscribers, so I'd appreciate that sub button. Drop by a video, let's get straight into it. So to start this video off, I have two honorable mentions, and not to say that these games are bad. Keep in mind, this is a list based off games that I enjoyed the most. So for my first honorable mention, I have ROBUX. I know people are gonna say, Chris, you put a Curb Bros One Piece game on your list of best One Piece games? I'm sorry, I know people don't want to hear this, but back when ROBUX initially released, ROBUX was genuinely a good One Piece game. Now, would I ever touch that game again? Absolutely not. I would never touch ROBUX again, but back when it first dropped, it was a damn good One Piece game. It was unique, and it was one of the first One Piece games on Roblox to add in a Gear 4th. It wasn't a great Gear 4th, but it was still something. For my next honorable mention, I have One Piece Final Chapter. Now, this was probably one of the most unique One Piece games. Now, the reason why this is an honorable mention and not on the actual list is because I never got the chance to play this game while it was alive. I never got to do that. If I had actually played that game rather than just watching YouTube videos on it, then I probably would have placed this a lot higher. Now, One Piece Final Chapter, from what I can tell, is a One Piece game that went against the standard, and it created some unique concepts never before seen in a One Piece game. You had to roll different hockey types. There were hockey types based off each different character from the show. Like, you'd have Lost Hockey or Virgo's Hockey. The game had a working Gear 4th, and it actually looked good. The Gum Gum Fruit in this game was probably the most unique Gum Gum Fruit in a One Piece game to this day, and they can have that. They definitely have that. So yeah, Final Chapter was a great game. I unfortunately didn't play it. I just watched videos on it and it looked amazing, so I gotta put that in here. Okay, number 4 on my actual list, I have Steve's One Piece. Now, I know I'm gonna get the comment, you put Steve's One Piece above Final Chapter? Yes, I did, because Steve's One Piece is the game that introduced me to One Piece. If not for Steve's One Piece, I wouldn't have fallen in love with One Piece the way I did, so I have to put it on the list. The combat was great for its time. Obviously, it's not as good now, but it really was good for its time. Delphi combat also functioned really well, so it was just an overall great game. I love Steve's One Piece. That's what I grew up on. That's kind of my first real experience playing a One Piece game, so I had to put it number 4. At number 3, I have Blox Fruits, and I know I'm gonna get the comment about it, but Blox Fruits is one of the goats of the One Piece scene on Roblox. If not for Blox Fruits, I can confidently say that there wouldn't be half of the One Piece games on Roblox, because guess what? Most One Piece games on Roblox, including GPO, take significant concepts from Blox Fruits. Blox Fruits is one of the fathers of the One Piece scene on Roblox. It's been around for, I think, around 2 years now, maybe longer, and it would not have been where it is right now. 122,000 players on average, 3rd C, if not for it being the father of One Piece games. Blox Fruits is the GOAT. Now, would I personally play Blox Fruits again? Hell no. I'm never touching that game again. At number 2, I have Grand Peace Online. Now, I'm going to be talking about this one for a while. Let me just start off by saying the obvious stuff. Grand Peace Online is the most beautiful One Piece game to touch Roblox. Now that we got the obvious stuff out of the way, we're going to keep moving. So, GPO is really just, it's one of the best One Piece games. And honestly, I would be willing to put GPO at number 1. But the thing with GPO is, although the game looks absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely my favorite Roblox One Piece game at the moment, not even just One Piece, my favorite game at the moment. I think that's obvious by the amount of time I've uploaded on the game. And probably the background footage you guys are watching right now is from GPO, but even though GPO is such a beautiful one-made game, it really doesn't take too many unique concepts of its own. I mean, at the core of the game, at the very heart of GPO, it's better looking Blox Fruits, and I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Everything about the game just feels smoother and better compared to Blox Fruits, which is why me and a lot of other people flock to GPO. Now, I understand that it's a One Piece game in Roblox, and there's only so much people can do with that, but at the end of the day, the game really is just a better looking, better playing, or smoother playing version of Blox Fruits, and that's not a bad thing. I still play it. Tens of thousands of other players still play it, so GPO is an amazing One Piece game. I had to put Grand Piece here. It's one of the GOATs, and it's getting up there with Blox Fruits. I mean, 50K a day, 40K a day, 30K a day, and the game is paid access too. Can't forget that. I don't see how you can play GPO and not enjoy. Well, actually, let me get into this. Another reason why GPO is in at #1 is because although the game does play beautifully, it looks beautifully, right now it's not in a great state. At the moment, Grand Piece Online PvP has got to be the most unfun thing I've ever played. I'm not gonna lie, right now Grand Piece Online PvP is quite literally who can hit first and who can get the closest infinite combo, and that's not fun. Back in update 0, update 1, GPO PvP used to be one of the most fun things I had ever done in a Roblox anime game, Roblox game in general, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, of course, we have all kinds of crazy games coming out like Deep Oak and Emblem Tales, which they're gonna have some really good combat too, but GPO was probably and is still probably one of the best combat systems I've played. You got to give Grand Piece Online its respect. It deserves its spot at #2 or #1 or even #3 depending on what your tastes are, because me personally, I could see how some people might put Blox Fruits above GPO. I mean, I personally wouldn't, but GPO is one of the GOATs. You can't not put this here, especially with all the effort they put in the game recently. It looks so phenomenal. You have the new Halloween weapons, you have the Mochi Mochi no Mi, and I could sit here and talk for hours about that because Mochi Mochi no Mi is beautiful. Grand Piece Online has a team of AA developers. It's everything a One Piece fan could want. Like, what more could a One Piece fan want besides GPO? I mean, the game is just beautiful. I don't see how people could not enjoy Grand Piece. I mean, I say that because the combat is kind of iffy right now, but yeah, GPO is #2. Like I said, it's one of the best One Piece games. It's easily the best looking One Piece game, and yeah, we're gonna move on. So at #1, I have a game called One Piece Blue. Now, One Piece Blue has got to be the most fun One Piece game I've ever played. It's not a game that relies on visuals like GPO, so if you're coming into this list expecting some beautiful, crazy One Piece game that looks absolutely amazing, One Piece Blue is not that. This is an A-tier visual at most game that I really enjoyed. The game is created by the same person who made Your Bizarre Adventure. It's probably the biggest JoJo game on Roblox, so I'm guessing you guys know who that is, who Uzuki is. It's made by that developer, so I'm sure you guys know the game was already gonna be fire. Now, the combat was not anything crazy, but it was good enough to the point where it was fun. And if I had to give you guys a simple demonstration or like explanation as to what One Piece Blue was, imagine Rogue Lineage. And if you haven't played Rogue Lineage, it's a class-based hardcore survival PvP type game. One Piece Blue was that, but for One Piece. So the different classes in this scenario were Black Leg fighting style. There were subclasses like Chef, main classes like Dragon Fist, Ryusoken, that's Sabo's fighting style. Boxing, that's that guy from Dressrosa with the King Punch, that's his fighting style. 2 sword style, 1 sword style, 3 sword style. Zoro, Kyoshiro, Kinemon, all these different fighters. It's just, there's so much variety, there's so much stuff to do. Progressing in One Piece Blue was not you punching an NPC or a log or beating up a bandit. No, progressing in One Piece Blue meant fighting. You had to actually go in and PvP against other players and win. That was the only way for you to get stronger in One Piece Blue. And I understand that there are some people who'd rather do PvE instead of PvP. There were quests that I guess if you wanted to do that, you could. But the main goal of the game was really just fighting. You were fighting. That's what it was awesome because there were pirates, there were marines, there weren't revs, but the game really just felt like a One Piece game. It felt like you were in the One Piece world. I love games that give you that feeling of immersiveness, like Project Slayers, for example. It has a lantern system where if you pay $600 or 600 coins, which is basically nothing in the game, you can purchase a lantern, and that actually reduces the fog from your screen. It's small things like this that make games so much more unique, and I just love stuff like that. I have to put One Piece Blue at #1 because it's easily the most unique One Piece game I've ever played. It goes past the boundaries of how many NPCs can we do to finish this quest? What fruit can we spawn in? No, it was much more unique than that. I could sit here and talk to you guys for hours about how good One Piece Blue was because honestly, it is the best One Piece game I've ever played. No, it doesn't beat any game on this list aside from maybe Steve's One Piece in terms of visuals. But in terms of gameplay, I would say easily, it's the best game on this list. Now, I understand that there's some people who don't like PvP, and that's fine. I mean, there are games like Blox Fruits and Grand Piece Online. Those games exist. But for me, a player that loves combat and just fighting in general in Roblox anime games, This game was the best One Piece game I've ever played. It made you feel like you were on the One Piece world. There were actual battles on sea. Everything felt real. It was just a really good game. I loved One Piece Blue. If you guys want to see more content on that, or if you just want to watch it, I'll leave a link to it in the description below, because One Piece Blue was absolutely phenomenal. This is easily the best One Piece game that I've ever played, so it's honestly very disappointing that, you know, it's closed right now, because this isn't a game you get to play very often. So games like Grand Peace Line and Blox Fruits come out pretty much every single day. But games like One Piece Blue might come out maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years. So it's very unlikely. Now, for anyone who's interested in making a One Piece game in the future, because I love One Piece so much, and I really do love it. That's my favorite anime right there. I've already done videos talking about what I think the ideal One Piece game would look like. I talked about what I think would look great in a One Piece game, or what could make a One Piece game really do well in my eyes. So if anyone's interested in any of that, if you're making a One Piece game and you're curious as to what I would personally love to see in a One Piece game, I mean, feel free to watch that video, because I really do want, I want to see more games like this. I'm tired of seeing the same Blox Fruits games over and over again. I want to see something new, something unique. So please, if you're interested in making a One Piece game, please go check that video out. Remember that these games are my personal list, games that I enjoy to some extent, or games that I'm still enjoying. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to see more videos like this for other anime, please let me know down below, because there's so many games I could do videos like these on. We do have some decent One Piece games releasing in the near future, like Conqueror's Cruise, or I think it's Ivan Atrix's One Piece game. So if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that sub button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.